Today, I just learned about one of the most bafflingly unhinged criminal cases I've ever read or watched. And it's honestly made me disappointed in all of you for not making me aware of this situation sooner. Shame on you in particular for hoarding this filth to yourself and not letting me into the lunch table to learn about it with you. I'm talking about the wild case of Nicholas Alaverdian, otherwise known as Nicholas Rossi, aka Arthur Knight. This man's got more names than a phone book. He goes by many different gamer tags, and his story in this whole situation is an unbelievable, true story of absolute lunacy. Dateline recently ran a piece on the Nicholas Alaverdian situation, trying to untangle all of the wild web of mysteries that have been woven here. Nicholas is a degenerate worm of a person, but he's also a goofball goober who came up with the dumbest idea ever when he was confronted with the reality of his crimes that he is accused of committing. He is accused of extremely serious charges. He is accused of raping multiple women in Utah. And he came up with this galaxy brain scheme in order to escape the repercussions. He faked his own death. He must have been inspired by Dino Spumoni from Hey Arnold, when Dino Spumoni faked his own death to increase record sales or whatever. But in this case, it was a lot darker than that. He faked his own death to get away from rape charges, and then he fled the United States. He was recently put back on the radar after he checked himself into a hospital for COVID-related symptoms. Eventually, pieces of this puzzle started falling into place, and authorities were able to connect the dots that, this guy claiming to be Arthur Knight may actually be this wanted fugitive that the US really wants to have extradited. And that's led to about a year-long battle with Nicholas Alaverdian or Arthur Knight or Nicholas Rossi in order to have him face justice for his actions. I'm going to go ahead and play you a quick clip from 5 months ago when a different news organization was covering the basics of the story, just to give you a more concise breakdown than what I just provided.
It was breaking news on 12 News this morning. A Scottish court has ruled that a man who goes by the name Arthur Knight is actually a Rhode Island man who faked his own death and is wanted on rape charges.
Kate, Nicholas Alaverdian, also known as Nicholas Rossi, claimed to have been the victim of mistaken identity and insisted his name was Arthur Knight. A court in Scotland ruled that evidence showed that was not the truth.
The person appearing before me is Nicholas Rossi, the person whose extradition is requested by the United States.
35-year-old Nicholas Alaverdian was arrested last year after checking himself into a Scotland hospital with COVID-19 symptoms.
So it's been this ongoing battle where he is claiming that it's a case of mistaken identity. He is not that guy wanted for rape charges. This is a huge misunderstanding. Everything's all cattywampus. You got it all wrong. That's an innocent man right there. Unironically pulling the old cartoon gag of wearing like glasses and a fake mustache and pretending that you're not the person of interest. Like the ultimate disguise.
In July, Knight was arrested again, and prosecutors matched his fingerprints to Alaverdian's. Friday, prosecutors of the Scottish court revealed they were able to tell he was Alaverdian after matching the tattoos on his arm.
I am ultimately satisfied on the balance of probabilities.
Alaverdian is accused of raping 2 women in Utah, assaulting another in 2008.
I wanted to include that section from the broadcast because I didn't want to leave any wiggle room for some pseudo-intellectuals on Twitter to try and make some brain-dead argument about how the authorities got it wrong. They did do their due diligence in gathering evidence to try and confirm that these are the same person, that Arthur Knight is not real. That is not an innocent man. It is the same man who was wanted for those rape crimes. Like, it is not a case of, well, maybe they just didn't do enough. It's not like they just had one investigator, pounding cheeseburgers and wiping the grease on like some papers of Nicholas Alaverdian, and then he saw that after looking at a picture of Arthur Knight and he's like, Eureka, it's the same person, they look similar. That wasn't the case. They have the fingerprint evidence, they also match tattoos, they do have a good bit on their side to lend validity to the claim that this is the same person. But if you're still not sold on that, maybe the interview will be enough to get you on the right side of history here, because They have an interview with Arthur Knight, and it is one of the wackiest clips I've ever seen in a criminal case in all my days. It is gold. It is absolutely fucking extravagant. This is like some thespian A-tier acting.
We were once a normal family, but thanks to the media, our lives have been interrupted. And we'd like privacy, and I would like to go back to being a normal husband. But I can't, because I can't breathe, I can't walk. People say that's an act. Let me try to stand up. Let me try to stand up. Exactly, exactly.
What do you say to someone who believes that you are Nicholas Alaverdian?
I am not, Andrea, I am not Nicholas Alaverdian. I do not know how to make this clearer.
What do you say to people who say these are crocodile tears? He's putting on a show. This is all an act.
Oh,
Andrea,
no,
that's a low blow. That's a right low blow.
If this man isn't up for an Oscar this year, then the entire industry is dead and corrupt. Absolute unreal. That is a passionate performance. He is literally performing for his life right now. Like, this is high stakes. This clip is how I found the story, by the way. I thought what I was watching is James Corden's only entertaining piece of content ever. I thought it was James Corden playing a character. And I was like, wow, James Corden actually did a decent job. Like, this made me giggle a little bit. And I was like, holy shit, wait, this is real. Like, that whole segment where he's like, oh, you think it's fake that I can't breathe and can't walk? Well, then what do you say to this? As he, like, miraculously rises. He's like, well, watch this. Whoa! This whole thing really feels like a sketch from Whitest Kids You Know. The whole interview is unintentional brilliance. Also, hats off to his supporting actress here. She also does an amazing job. So, like, when he's going to stand up, she's like, oh god, no, don't do it, you're gonna die! You're just gonna kill him! Like he's about to explode from standing up. She's like, no! As he, like, slowly begins his ascent out of the chair to prove a point. Explain this then, science! Ah! It's so good.
What do you say to someone who believes that you are Nicholas Alaverdian?
I am not, Andrea, I am not Nicholas Alaverdian. I do not know how to make this clearer.
This segment is also fantastic, very reminiscent of SpongeBob Rockbottom. I can't understand your accent, except here it's gasps for air. Which, of course, is all part of the act, but I really appreciate that he's not afraid to draw clear inspiration from other art, such as SpongeBob. So I appreciate that. Also, the wambulance pulls up and he starts trying to get some tears out. He's not doing a good job of selling the crying. So if I was to critique his performance here, I would say he needs to work on getting tears out because his eyes are very dry. He doesn't actually get any moisture in there. He doesn't get any of his tear ducts firing, so that falls a little flat with the fake tears, but imagine if he was able to pull that off. This would have been a true combo of acting expertise, and it would have been one of the finest performances we've ever seen.
What do you say to people who say these are crocodile tears? He's putting on a show. This is all an act.
oh,
Andrea,
no,
that's a low blow. That's a right low blow.
What a dynamic duo here. A power couple. The chemistry between them, the synergy, is immaculate. So the interviewer asks, what do you say to people that are saying these are just crocodile tears and you're putting on a show? Without missing a beat, the woman there is like, oh, geez, come on. Have some class. Can't you see this is a broken man we're dealing with? Oh, jeepers. Zoinks, come on now. Where's the professionalism? Really? You're gonna hurt his feelings. And this is the cue to Nicholas to immediately, go fucking hog wild into the fake crying, which he's not great at, but it's complemented by the woman sitting opposite of him to kind of like egg him on and try and be there as like this shoulder to not cry on. What a great pair. Now, unsurprisingly, the great acting here wasn't enough to get him an official pardon or anything, so it's still not looking great for Nicholas Alaverdian at the moment, and here's hoping he will finally face justice for his crimes that he is accused of. This is just an incredibly wacky fucking story, and one that's been like many years in the making. Like, I'm shocked I've never heard anything about it, because this really feels like a pretty high-profile case, but maybe I've just been oblivious to it, or it just never really got the mainstream attention. which is just surprising because it is really weird. The whole thing is very weird. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit after finding the clip and kind of going down the rabbit hole. That's really about it. So yeah. I've got a wild and wacky ride to take you on today, class. So hop in my magic school bus and kiss me on the lips. I'm Miss Frizzle, baby, and I hope you're ready to fuckle your seatbelts, because we're coming in hot. This is the story of how a Twitch streamer and GTA RPer named SAVx faked his own death in order to distance himself from the GTA RP community. So, SAVx was a GTA RP streamer on the NoPixel server. It's the server that I often frequented for my RPing. NoPixel, I love the community, absolutely fucking fantastic content, and SAVx was a well-respected member of it. He built up a sizable audience on Twitch and had himself his own big community. I believe at the time of his faked death Chris Angel stunt, he had right around 1,500 subs on Twitch, which he just fucking wiped his ass with this. Just threw it all away for this fake death thing, which is like right out of Hey Arnold with that Dino Spumoni character who faked his own death to increase record sales, except this is 10 times as stupid. Fucking Dino Spudummy. I don't know what... okay, I'm getting a little sidetracked already because it's getting me a little heated. Sav played the Johnny Castle character on the server and was eventually banned for cheating because he was aimbotting in GTA. I don't know how much more sad you can be to fucking aimbot in an RP server in GTA. But they fucking busted him, they threw him in the slammer, and they permabanned him. Now, just real quick, permabans don't usually mean like forever, you can never come back, because they do believe in second chances in most cases. So he was banned for the cheating, but I'm sure he could have come back to the community at some point if he wanted to. A couple friends of his decided to check in a couple months later, and they posted these messages.
Conclusion that this is not Sav writing this. Sav passed away Christmas afternoon. This message is being written and sent out now through my brother's email after obtaining access to his PC. He's gotten numerous emails, messages since November with individuals worried about him from a gaming community, from what I've come to gather. Although the nature of the emails all seem different, we'd like this, the individuals who have reached out to know he's in a better place now, and we thank you all for keeping him in your minds.
There was also this Twitlonger posted by somebody else in the community that was close to Sav, which confirmed that Sav had passed away. The news of Sav's passing was extremely sad, and the NoPixel community really felt the loss. There's this tribute video that was made to Sav. His fans were absolutely inconsolable, really mourning his death. His close friends in the server were mourning his death. They had an in-game memorial for Sav in order to honor his memory, and overall people were just really feeling the sadness over Sav's passing. There's also this memorial stone in the game that has the name of players who have passed away in order to immortalize them in the world and the community and honor their memory, and you can see SAVx is on there. So you can imagine lying about something like this and causing this kind of emotional ripple effect would make you the most extreme piece of shit possible. Like a piece of shit that took a shit, then got puked on and hit by a garbage truck. That would be the piece of shit you'd be to lie about something like this, right? That's exactly what Sav is. He is that putrid pile of dog shit because he lied about all of it, and the server owner Coil started to have his suspicions and piece things together and eventually confirmed beyond a shadow of a doubt that SAVx is alive and completely lied about the entire thing. So I'm going to take you through some of the clips where Coil starts going over things that don't make sense until he ultimately reaches the conclusion where he hires a professional to confirm it.
I don't know if you guys know who's this Twitter is, okay? It's Sav's, all right? Joined January 2021. Okay, so I don't know if you guys knew the date of when he had passed, but this is after he'd passed away. So you go to his Twitter, which is linked to his Twitch page, and it also says this. We did some searching with his name to try and find obituaries and stuff. I know, like I said, this is weird. Everything says to me that he's not actually dead. But there's also this weird shit that ran me to DeLong. Now, we had this for a while, and this was literally 2 weeks ago, right?
So let's go through these Discord screenshots for just a moment. Rami was one of Sav's closest friends in the community, and then eventually just tells him that he faked it all, even hitting him with a pog, oh, I faked it all, as if all of it is just so entertaining to watch people genuinely mourn him. So he says that he knows people actually think he's dead, and then he just says, but you know I'm toxic as fuck. Let me just hop in here for a quick PSA. If you're one of those insufferable douchebags who self-identifies as toxic or I'm an asshole, whoa, can't do anything about it, sorry, just me being me, I'm just an asshole, I can promise you whatever friends you think you have are not your real friends. They probably don't like you very much and will not actually defend you ever. And that is exactly the case with Sav. Nobody likes the guy who's proud of being an asshole. Nobody. Not even like-minded assholes, because then your assholes collide into like this human centipede formation and you just don't get along well. It's like the same polarity on magnets, you just repel each other. Nobody likes that, and I promise you, you don't have friends if you are one of these people. You just don't. You can tell Rami is upset here. He pushes, saying you could have just wrote out your ban, but Sav says he needed to do this. He wanted to be done with the community and shit, and then says, but dog, pog oh, because he finds this whole thing to be a joke, like genuine mourning from people he finds to be some kind of joke. So this dude's just fucking sick. He defends it by saying he just wanted to be done with the whole community and all of that, and he just wanted to move on from it. But Sav, I think you're probably one of the dumbest streamers to ever stream on Twitch, because you weren't just done with the NoPixel community, you killed an entire career. 1,500 subs? That's more money than most people working real jobs will ever see in a month. 1,500 subs a month, not even counting donations. That puts you in the $3,000 to $6,000 range a month. And you fucking put it in your butthole to kegel it as a regret for the rest of your life because you got upset at the NoPixel community for banning you. And you had a little fucking temper tantrum and cried a little bit, and you wanted your revenge. Oh, I'm gonna fake my own death to make them all feel bad for banning me. Yeah, they'll miss me now. And you just threw away an entire career. Even getting banned, you could have just transitioned to another game. And like Rami said, just write out your ban, because permabans aren't forever. You can come back from them. Fucking XQC's been permabanned like 30 times, and I'm sure he'll be back again soon. Because people grow. They get better. They learn from mistakes. XQC, every time he gets banned, he comes back and he does incredible RP, does great work. And I'm sure it probably would have been the same for you if you could learn to stop cheating, I suppose. But to do this is so fucking psychopathic and just downright stupid, I can't believe it. You threw away a career for nothing. Like, you have streaming GTA RP. That's like a dream job for 99% of the world, and you threw it away because you got upset that you were banned. So stupid. Now, I would like to address what some people will likely speculate, that maybe he was hacked and he actually did pass away. Maybe his Discord, his Twitter, and his Twitch were all hacked at the same time, and they sent that message to Rami. I think the likelihood of that is extremely small, and especially considering that Coil himself put the whole thing to rest with a complete conclusion, hiring a professional to find him in the real world and confirm that he is truly alive.
We got someone to investigate some shit, like hired a guy or people, and it's 100% confirmed that he's alive, by the way. There's literally zero doubt. Actual evidence, okay? So we got all this information, but obviously I can't release it because that's pretty much doxing. But we know everything about him, like names, addresses, and all that shit. And,
So that's where this story is at so far. I trust Coil when he says that he confirmed it. This guy is an extremely thorough man. He does everything to the best possible ability that can be done to. So if Coil says that there is no doubt whatsoever that Sav faked the whole thing, then I truly do believe that. And that is so sad that someone could be so pathetic to fake their own death because they were upset about a ban in a game. How dumb can you fucking be? It's crazy. But yeah, so this was quite a wild ride. I was following this story as it developed, and from only a week ago, he was only speculating based off of these weird things with the Twitter account and all of that, to now being completely confirmed. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. That's about it, though. See ya. It's been a few years since the last time we took a peek at the Dobre brothers' content. I actually completely forgot about them, but today I was reading about a bunch of teenage girls that were melting down and crying, losing their minds because they thought one of the Dobre brothers, Marcus, had committed suicide. And it's all because of this video here. My twin brother is dead? Now, you may remember a couple years ago, it was actually a pretty popular trend for YouTube pranksters to fake a suicide in order to play an epic prank on their significant other. Of course, it was all fake, the significant others were in on it, but the audience that watches this dog shit is too young to realize that. So when they see things like this, they get really sad. When you scroll into the comments section of this video, it's nothing but these kids going, "I couldn't stop crying, I spilt milk all over my diaper, I was so afraid Marcus got banished to the Shadow Realm," shaking their fist in the sky, "Give him back, God, we need Marcus on this earth." And then they'll make like a reply to their comment like, "Just finished the video, so glad it's a prank, they got me good." And you know, I can't even blame them for being fooled by the Dobre brothers. They're such great actors, I was almost convinced Marcus took his own life. Let's go ahead and check out the video.
I got a letter from Marcus. It says, "Put this on YouTube. I want everyone to know." I guess it's a note from Marcus or something?
I guess so.
I don't know what this is.
This is the most Dobre brothers shit ever. They actually act like they've all been lobotomized. The dude literally says, "I just got a letter from Marcus," and then goes on to say, "I don't know what this is. I guess it's a note from Marcus or something." It's like in fucking 50 First Dates with that guy that can only remember 3 seconds of any sentence. It's fucking crazy. It's clearly there just to like pad out the time of the video to breach 10 minutes, but goddamn, it's infuriating. All their videos are like this too. It just reminds me of Dora the Explorer. "Do you see a bridge?" And then the kids are like, "It's right there, Dora. You're literally fucking looking at it, you dumb idiot. Right there." Like all the Dobre brothers do the same shit where it's like, "This is what it is. It's a note from Marcus." You guys know what this could possibly be? This letter from maybe Marcus?
To my family, Lucas, Mom, Dad, Cyrus, Darius, and everyone else. I just want to say I love you guys so much, and I wanted to write you this letter before I go. I'm gonna miss you so much, but now I'm gone forever.
Are you serious?
Yeah, what is this?
I like how it just starts with "put this on YouTube" and then goes on to explain that he's no longer going to be living anymore. He's going to commit unalive. Why the fuck would he want that put on YouTube? For the Dobre brothers, everything's content, even seppuku. This would be like if Kurt Cobain in his suicide note was like, "Hey, by the way, guys, I'm going to film this. If you could go ahead and air this tape on Nickelodeon, that'd be great."
Lucas, please split our money with our family. What is he talking about?
Sounds like a will, bro.
Also, Lucas, you can keep the YouTube channel to yourself. Please don't give up on our fans. They really love us
No.
so much, and we keep them happy.
No.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I also don't know what he's talking about. These two love their fans so much that they convinced him that Marcus died from suicide, an extremely serious topic. An audience that still believes in the Tooth Fairy and Easter Bunny has now been fooled by the Dobre brothers into thinking Marcus took his own life. Get pranked, nerds. Even in the comment section, there were a lot of kids saying like, "Hey, this is a little far. We're glad Marcus is alright, but it's not okay to joke about something as heavy as suicide." So even they were calling them out on it a bit. But, you know, when you watch the video, it's hard not to get invested with an incredible performance like Lucas is able to deliver here.
I left you something in the backyard to remember me. From Marcus, I will see you in the sky. What is he talking about? Hold on, let me check if he's in his room.
When you say that, it means like I'll see you when you're dead.
Really?
Like when we're dead, like I'll see you in heaven.
Hold on, let me check if he's in his room.
Oh no, Lucas is going through the 5 stages of grief here. He's in the denial phase right now. Then of course comes the lit phase for the Dobre brothers, and then the too lit phase, finally the ultra lit phase, and then the 5th stage of grief in the Dobre brothers household. A fat fucking Gangnam Style. They'll probably hit the floss pretty soon as well. It's rough, you know, it's a heavy letter that he received, so he's doing his best to try and process everything in his own way. I'm usually not a fan of spoilers, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get this one out there. In the note, he says, "I left you something in the backyard." Let me show you what he left them in the backyard.
What is it? Is it?
Alright, now you guys are messing with that.
Like, I swear, I don't know what's going on.
Alright, well, I can tell you one thing. If someone's buried under there, the grass is gonna feel kind of like smushy, and it doesn't really feel smushy at all.
No.
You think he's you think he's dead? Nah.
No? How can you write a letter if he's dead?
I don't know. Maybe he did something. I don't know.
A real ace team of detectives here on the case. I just finished LA Noire, streamed all of it, twitch.tv/moistcritical. Come stop by, stream every day, put a few extra inches on your penis. And I can tell you, after investigating so many cases in there, everything they're doing here, textbook. These are some real crack shot here. Move over, Sherlock Holmes, because the Dobre brothers are coming in. They're going to solve the Zodiac killer, the Black Dahlia murderer. They're going to fucking take everything by storm. This group right here is like the real world L from Death Note. Their combined intelligence can rival that of the world's greatest minds. I love how they attack this conundrum here and the way they try and deduce whether or not their brother is truly dead and buried there. So the first thing that, I believe his name is Darius, first thing he says is, well, the ground would be smushy, and it's not smushy, and he just kind of like stands on the ground, and he's like, well, I'm not sinking, so it's probably, you know, not smushy. Then the next smoking gun is, wait a minute, if he's dead, how did he write the note? So I like to put myself in this situation here. So let's say I was called to the scene, right? You know, I come up, I got my pipe, and I'm like, so there's a mystery afoot here, you know. I got the mystery gang with me, Scooby-Doo and the crew. So the first thing I'd start asking is, how did this happen? You know, did he have help? Because let's say he truly is buried there, and the perpetrator's got this Party City Halloween decoration tombstone on top of him. How did this happen? Because there's no way he did it himself. If it was truly suicide, he wouldn't have been able to like bury himself alive that deep. It would have been extremely hard, you know. That takes a lot of work, which means there would have been someone helping him, or perhaps foul play and someone murdered him and then forged a suicide note to make it look like a suicide. So there, you know, I'd start pointing fingers at the entire family. It'd get messy quick.
I don't know. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, Marcus, you in here? Marcus? Marcus? He's not even in there. Is he anywhere else in the house? Let's check.
Alright.
Maybe he's in the backyard or something? Marcus!
If Lucas doesn't win an Academy Award for the performance in this short, then the entire organization is corrupt. This is a stellar performance right here. Up there with some of the greats. This is amazing. Like, when I first watched this, I was on the edge of my seat like, oh my god, Marcus could be anywhere. And Lucas is going to find him. You can hear the desperation in Lucas's voice. You can see how desperately he wants to find his brother, you know? He doesn't want to accept that maybe Marcus has left the corporeal realm. He still thinks there's a chance Marcus is either in his room, hiding under the bed, maybe he's standing in the backyard playing some basketball. But no, Marcus was nowhere to be found.
Should I call my mom and dad?
Because either
Tell my brothers?
yeah, bro, either these things are not good. Either he meant disappearing, like he's gone, and we still gotta go like find him and see why he would decide to do that, or he meant, you know what I mean, like.
Is this serious like that?
Yeah, it is.
The situation's not looking great right now. They've checked Marcus's room, they've checked the laundry room, they've checked the second laundry room, they've checked the third laundry room, they've checked the butler's room, they've checked the second butler's room, they've checked 5 living rooms, they've checked 14 garages, they've checked the backyard, and they haven't found him. Luckily, all hope isn't lost yet. They haven't checked the whole house. They've only done about half so far. They still haven't even gone to the helicopter pad to look for him there, so they've tried calling him to no avail. He didn't answer, which is very uncharacteristic of Marcus, but they've gone to all of his usual hangout spots and they haven't seen him yet, so this is just not looking amazing.
What is it? It's from Marcus. I don't know what it is.
I don't know why he so aggressively snatches the note from Lucas. He's just like, hey, here's a note from Marcus. Fuck, give me that shit. I hate that guy. Marcus? God damn it, fine, I'll read it.
To my family, Lucas, Mom, Dad, Cyrus, Dari, I just want to say I love you guys so much, and I wanted to write you this letter before I go. I'm gonna miss you so much, but now I'm gone forever. You just disappeared. Is there something in the sky?
No, I mean, I didn't go in the backyard yet. But
Yeah, Darius, there is something in the sky. It's called heaven. And Marcus just went up there to make it a little bit more lit. I don't know why no one in this family can just like read and comprehend what they're reading. It's like they're reading it out loud, but it's not actually entering their brain. So they just keep like repeating the stupidest questions of all time. I understand, again, it's just to like pad out the length of the video, but goddamn, it is frustrating.
It's just a prank if you're not even acting worried. Like,
I don't know if it's a prank or not.
If my brother left me, I'd be freaking out. Like,
I know, I am.
let's just check the backyard and see what it is, because then we'll know, you know, it's a clue. So where are we going?
The mystery begins to get a bit deeper here because Darius says, if my brother left me, I'd be worried. But this is your brother, isn't it? I was under the impression they were all brothers, but him saying that has really confused me. Because it seems like that wasn't like him misspeaking. Maybe they really like aren't related. I don't know. But now I'm just fucking lost here in the lore of the Dobre brothers. I'll spare you their little scavenger hunt outside. It's pretty painful. They don't do anything. The most that happens outside is one of them kicks an icicle. And that's about it. So I'll just go ahead and get the ending to you and let you know Marcus is okay. And he even tells us himself.
It sucks. Everyone thinks everything's a prank now. Nah, let's cut the video, bro.
Alright guys, stop. I am not dead. I just wanted to prank my family. I'm so sorry guys. I'm so sorry. Don't worry. I'm still alive. I love you guys so much. I flew out to LA by myself just to pull off this prank. I can't believe I did it.
What a climactic reveal. The master plan finally unveiled to the audience. And shucks, he got us good. He really did. He had me going. I really thought he had, you know, left this plane of existence. It was just so well executed. And he really committed to the prank. He flew all the way to LA just to pull off this bad boy, the magnum opus of practical jokes. An amazing banger from the Dobre brothers again. I just wanted to share this because I thought it was real silly. That's about it. So yeah. Okay. Let's start with the Island Boys. The only thing that I know about the Island Boys outside of course, their chart topper is they used to do cameos for the U.S. military where they try and recruit people. So people would pay them from the U.S. military to like shout them out and try and get kids to join the military. And then there was Sergeant Vasquez who paid the Island Boys to appeal to his upper management about not kicking him out. So that was pretty cool.
The Island Boys were instantly judged as two talentless bozos who had covered themselves in tattoos.
True.
And as a result, people began to follow them for their stupidity as opposed to their talent.
And I think they're entertaining, and I follow them because they're entertaining.
Yeah.
I love to see the stupid shit that they say.
Now, the difference between the Island Boys and someone like 6ix9ine is that, while 6ix9ine also got famous in part by his over-the-top ridiculous appearance, he actually has a decent portfolio of music.
His music usually
People
did really
hate
well on the
6ix9ine,
charts.
but only in the beginning. He then becomes well-known, people check out his music, and then
A bit curious, has there been an example of someone who started as like a punching bag and then got famous for it and never fell off? Because think of all of your most popular memes and most popular like lol cows. It only works for like maybe a couple months. It never lasts forever. Oh, actually, that was a really bad baby. Yeah, that started as Dr. Phil, people making fun of her. And she's had an extremely successful career as a result. You're right. Anyone else, though? I don't know why people keep saying Justin Bieber. His career was music. Shitty music, for the most part, sure. But people liked the music. Nobody ever liked the Island Boys' music. They only ever made fun of them. So that doesn't really count. People that literally only existed to be made fun of and then had a successful career as people to just keep making fun of. That's what the Island Boys were. It's not like they had... Like, a lot of people got their start as a joke, but also contributed something that people might actually like music or whatever. They haven't done that. Joji. What are you talking about? Joji was an extremely popular YouTuber. I think the only actual example is actually going to be Bad Baby.
Think about a hater. A hater is watching you sometimes more than a person that loves you. Yeah, and if they're hating on me, it's just because they really love me. Because I see the haters check up on me more.
Didn't they also like lose their mind here and get upset?
It's people kind of hold against you as a grudge is that
like,
your
medical?
image is crazy and you're sort of famous, but maybe the music isn't necessarily the reason why you guys are so known.
Right.
One of the Island Boys would go on to state that the other reason they had so many haters was because of jealousy.
Just hating on me or whatever.
That's always the one.
Jealousy, either that because I'm not really doing nothing.
Which is just another.
Everyone always says that. Like when someone's getting a ton of like backlash, the immediate thing they fall back on is jealousy. It reminds me of shit people or parents would tell their kids in middle school if they were just getting bullied. It's like, yeah, they're jealous. I was like, nah, maybe your kid's a loser. Like, I don't know. It's just one of those things, like, it's just, I guess growing up you just get told if someone's being mean, it's because they're jealous or whatever.
I worked my ass off. It's not even just the Island Boys. It's the fact that we went through so many obstacles, it was just bound to happen.
Now, it'd be a cheap shot to say that there was no hard work. I'm sure the Island Boys had to have put
No,
some
there.
effort
You can
into
say
their
that with
career before
confidence.
posting that mega viral video.
There was no
However,
hard
as mentioned
work.
In the singing.
And this is one of the
In the singing?
Only ones that are talented in the singing.
And this is one of the strangest parts about.
Is that what he said? In the singing? Oh, in the scene. Oh, in the scene. Okay. Now, have they... I guess I'll look it up real quick. Do they actually make music? Because, again, all I know them for now is they just do recruitment for the U.S. Army through Cameo. Island Boys get booed on stage. That sounds about right.
So basically, when I was locked up, I was probably one of the only people in the dorm that knew how to rap, that knew how to freestyle, but didn't care. I think me as a rapper, my music is underestimated though. Yeah, for sure.
What music?
I'm a good artist.
Do
I
you
can
make
sing,
music?
rap, whatever.
Going back to the Impulsive podcast, the Island Boys seemed pretty proud that they had paved their own path after Mike would ask them about which rappers they had been inspired by.
So, another thing, though, and it didn't help. They were also harbinging, or giving... What the fuck was the charge? They had a murderer stay with them, right? A guy had just killed someone, and the Island Boys said, yeah, you can just stay here for a while to lay low. What was the charge? Was it aiding and abetting? So it's not just that they're unlikable, which they are, and untalented, which they are. It's that they also make the dumbest fucking decisions of all time. He killed a child? Yeah, I guess so. I don't remember the story, but yeah, apparently an 8-year-old girl was the victim. It was a drive-by shooting.
Is that why you guys have such a unique sound?
Yeah. We don't listen to
That's
rap
so
songs.
nice to call it a
Nowadays,
unique
I
sound.
used to listen.
I agree with you guys to an extent of not like being swayed.
Dude,
by,
they're just
by
fucking with
other
them?
people,
Yeah.
But also at the same
I
time,
can tell.
the current winners in the culture act as like guardrails and guidelines for what you do with your craft.
Mike is 100% correct here.
I think if God forbid it doesn't go in your guys' direction, for real, I think you guys take all of your jewelry assets and invest it in something. So you guys will never ever be
Oh, yeah, have you heard of
After storming
NFTs?
out of the, their emotional response to what George had to say is also a pretty good indication that the Island Boys are probably pretty unwise and insecure when it comes to their financial situation.
So what are they doing on TikTok now? I haven't checked in a long time, actually. Let's see. They're the Island Boys on... No, they're not. What are they? They're Kodiak something, actually. Oh, Fly Soldier. Oh, boy. Their views are not doing well. Oh, boy. Alright, what's this one? This is... Y'all got room for one more.
Y'all got room for one more. Well, to become an Island Boy, you gotta be special. You gotta have talent. You also have to look a certain way. You gotta be cleaned up at all times. And then you also have to, entertain us. Because the Island Boys, me and him, like to be entertained by people. And so, you gotta really have the
What is that, like a court jester
you gotta
then?
have the drip, criteria. And criteria...
I can't believe they're not doing well. That sounds fucking amazing. Oh my god, they did recruit a third Island Boy. Yeah, it looks like they recruited a third Island Boy. Welcome to the family, man. Yeah, they're struggling, though. Sonny is not wrong. They are not breaking 100K on all their videos anymore.
Be sustained, or if that could be translated into a successful career long term.
Before going on to...
Again, people keep saying music artists they don't like. People unironically listen to someone like Lil Pump. No one unironically listens to the Island Boys. That's the difference. Lil Pump was a joke. People made fun of him, but then he kept making music that some people liked. Now, do I agree with him? No, I think they are objectively wrong with their opinion. If you like Lil Pump, you just know that you are wrong. And you make me sick. But people do like it. Nobody listens to the Island Boys. That's the difference. They don't even make music, from what it seems like. It seems like they just sit in a jacuzzi and ask people to join the Island Boys.
Possible. I doubt he's making any new money like how Island Boys are. We are successful and happy in life.
Which would be followed...
Also, a little heads up, I don't think the Island Boys have much money to begin with. Just as a quick peruse through their TikTok, it seems like the only money they make is when the U.S. Army hires them to do a cameo for recruitment. And you can't really monetize TikTok. The Creator Fund, I think, pays out, what is it, $1,000 per like 20 million views or something? It's something absurd. And they're not getting 20 million views a month. So I don't think that they're pulling that kind of money. I could be wrong, though. It's been a long time since I looked up the TikTok Creator Fund. All I know is that it's not very good. It's a little better than the YouTube Shorts Creator Fund, but not by much. Charlie, you're wrong. Bro, I have a channel that has shorts on it. You know how much money that makes a month on just shorts? Less than $100 sometimes. And that's off of like 30 million views on the shorts a month. And the TikTok Creator Fund is just a little bit better than that. So I can extrapolate to a certain degree.
It's short-term hustling. And we've seen this exact same quote-unquote business model, I guess you could call it, being done, but this doesn't last.
Nice. And it didn't. It does not seem like it lasts. But they gave it their best. God damn it. That jacuzzi wasn't gonna get satin in itself. Yeah, we'll watch this one. I don't know anything about the 1,000-Pound Sisters because I think it's just a really sad thing. But I am very curious to see about this scam.
Yesterday, Tammy went into the hospital. She has pneumonia and she can't breathe. I set up a GoFundMe account if y'all can donate a penny.
The Slayton sisters would turn their entire audience against them through controversy after controversy, peaking with one of the most ambitious scandals in YouTube history, a GoFundMe for Tammy Slayton's funeral, who had an
That is bold.
However,
that
if
is
the audience
very
had simply
bold.
known more about these two sisters prior to the beginning of their channel, each of these controversies could have been easily predicted. So when they first began their channel, they were liked. The sisters built an audience through their strong family bond, positive attitude, and ability to laugh at their own shortcomings.
We need to lose weight to become skinny.
We don't care if you don't like us, we're fat and we love it.
They weren't exactly the sharpest tools in the
I've
shed.
never heard them
People
speak.
appreciated
They sound like the
their
Canker
authenticity.
sisters.
Hey, I'm fat, I'm fat.
And the fact that they were kind of doing YouTube for themselves. It didn't seem like they were trying to impress anyone. Love when a girl isn't afraid to be herself. I applaud you.
Thanks, you said
Finally, a
gamer
real
clown.
person doing a review. Love it. Keep them coming. However, when examining the video's thumbnail and
No.
dislike ratio, it was pretty obvious that it had gone viral as a result of people watching to laugh at their physical appearances.
So does mine.
Yeah, see, that's the thing I think is really sad about the whole situation, and especially the TLC show. It's just literally just so people can point and laugh at them. Like, and that enables them to keep killing themselves. I don't know, I just find that whole thing to be sad. That's why I don't ever really watch it or try and learn about it. I just think the whole situation's really morbid.
Proposal. The audience sends a bit of money through, the sisters get a new laptop, and in return the audience gets a higher average video quality.
That's
which
that
is
shit
seemingly
you
a
see
win-win
sometimes,
for
like,
parties.
if everyone that
However, on the
follows me
contrary,
gives me
some of the
$1,
viewers
just
those Slayton
$1,
sisters were abusing
we'll
their
be
power as
good.
YouTubers.
The whole MacBook thing was not my idea. It was a friend of mine's idea. I didn't even edit the
Clara,
video or anything. But
damn
that
it.
video is down.
However, while Amy did receive a bit of hate, the operation would prove to be successful after
Oh.
raising over $833, showing the Slayton sisters that it was not only possible...
What? How
but
expensive is a MacBook Pro? They were asking for $10K? Bro, what does that shit go for? What?
The other problem the Slayton sisters encountered after growing an audience was that they could now be held accountable for the stories that they shared throughout their videos. Think about a situation in which she had adopted a German Shepherd rescue dog before leaving it in a camper van on a hot summer's day. Now, Amy would state that
The camper has AC in it, and we only put him in there for like 30 minutes. And who are y'all to judge me?
However, when Amy would then reveal that the dog had gone crazy inside and smashed the air conditioning unit just to get out, her audience assumed that maybe the AC wasn't on and that the dog was
Yeah,
going
it probably
crazy
wasn't
because
on.
it had been overheating inside. This theory would be supported further after
Jesus
Amy revealed that the
Christ.
dog had bit. However, with the bite mark being so severe and Amy taking the dog to the pound, whilst using the wording that the dog was no longer with her, the audience assumed that Amy had taken the dog to the pound to have it put down, resulting in
Jesus.
the popular opinion
Well,
that Amy was
fuck
a
her.
terrible abuser. I can't
Jesus
imagine this
Christ.
woman owning a German Shepherd. Shepherds need tons of activity both physically and mentally. She couldn't even take care of herself, let alone
I
such
see why a lot of
strong
people
and
do not like
intelligent
them.
breed. This sentiment will become even worse when, at a later date,
Well,
Tammy
now
would
I feel
upload a video
absolutely no
talking
sympathy
about the
for her.
celebration of her birthday at a gaming arcade, mentioning in passing that she felt sorry for their other dog, Little Bit, who had been left in the hot car whilst they were inside playing games.
Oh my
I feel
god.
bad for a little bit because she sat outside in the hot car while we were having fun. But I did, while we were at getting something to eat, I did get a little bit some ice water. So I thought about her, at least. Amy said I was going to get her some water.
Wow.
What a selfish, disgusting bunch of people these three are. Poor
What an
little dog.
absolute
I'm
piece of
surprised
shit.
Little Bit is still. Amy would find herself in yet another controversy after going on a date with a 19-year-old autistic kid at a local McDonald's.
Y'all know that I had the worst night ever Friday, and it was a horrible night. It started off good. We met each other. Well, it wasn't the first time we met. Don't think that. I'm not that type of person.
As mentioned, in the beginning the date seemed to have been going well,
What
to the
the
extent that
fuck?
Amy and her date decided
So I was giving him a hickey, and he
Oh.
was like, quit started biting me, and I'm like, I'm not biting you.
Oh, this is worse than Amy Schumer talking about her vagina. Oh my god. Oh. Oh wow. Hold on. I need a break. I'm gonna splash like holy water in my fucking face or something. Just give me a second. I'll be right back.
During the intimate moment, he would take to Facebook, posting a status written in an ancient hillbilly dialect, which will receive a response from Amy about the size of his penis.
Wait, I want to read this. Damn, sounds like it wasn't like trying to give him a hickey. She was trying to like Dracula this man. Good lord.
I hope y'all guys are happy. David just broke up with me.
Nice.
Because everybody was harassing him. Now y'all see why I don't tell people when we're updating. Because y'all bully and harass him. And then he does.
And while this would mark the end of Amy and Tammy's reputational-based scandals, it would ironically mark the beginning of what would be many financial controversies, beginning when their audience discovered the merch site was suspicious from the very beginning and read as follows. If you purchase Tammy's merch, you'll be added to a private group chat with Tammy. To purchase, head over to the donate section, and they're definitely scamming the tax system and sliding money to Tammy so she can sell disability from what it seems.
Wait,
I support
what?
a good side hustle.
What? Bro, that's kind of big brain for Tammy. That's very interesting. That is not her idea. Someone must have actually like told her about that shit. That's kind of smart. Because it doesn't count as income at that point.
This feels like a way to scam the IRS somehow. I didn't sell anything.
Yeah, exactly.
It got worse when fans would come to realize that the sisters hadn't been paying the artists who had completed the designs for the merch. However, this still doesn't make it the most notorious controversy in the Slayton sisters' history, bringing us to the infamous funeral scam.
This is what we got the
When
cliff notes
Tammy,
on
who was
earlier.
the heavier of the two sisters, fell over in the bathroom before waking up the following day without the ability to breathe.
Told me I had pneumonia and I was gonna have to stay in the hospital.
Whilst in the hospital, Tammy's condition would worsen, leading her to pass out for 3.5 weeks whilst on life support, during which Amy would begin the GoFundMe.
And this was all
to Amy's
fake?
credit, it probably was pretty scary having your overweight, unhealthy sister
Oh,
on life
so
support
all of that
for
happened, she
3
just didn't
weeks.
die.
However, to begin planning
Her coffin is gonna cost them more because they have to triple the size of the coffin.
whilst mentioning that Tammy was on a medical card, however, the amount of money it provided would not be enough.
Is that a real thing? I mean, I guess it has to be, right? I'm guessing they would have to like supersize that.
Please find it in your heart to donate.
The GoFundMe itself, which would raise a total of $818.
Wow, wait,
This
what?
fund-
They asked less for this super quadruple freight container coffin than they did for the MacBook. They had $10K for a MacBook and $1,500 for a super coffin.
Clarify that. Or I'm going to take it up to the funeral home where it can build interest. I probably will take it to the funeral home and let it build
What?
interest. So if something does happen,
Alright, someone more knowledgeable than me. Can you do that? You can just put money into a funeral home like a bank and it'll gain interest? What? I'm investing in the funeral stock. So that's not a real thing. I can't believe it. You telling me I can't invest in funeral homes?
So when it was confirmed that there was no funeral, a new question had been created. Where had the money gone?
I gave it to my mother, who paid bills.
However, when her audience would ask her to prove it, she'd state that it was her mother's responsibility to provide the receipts.
My mom is trying to find the receipts. I know I've been wrong. I should not throw
I'll check it out,
receipts
man.
away. But in my
Thanks,
head, I
Mr.
wasn't
Best
thinking,
boy.
well, these receipts may come to bite me in the ass. You know, I wasn't thinking that. It was a simple mistake.
However, if the GoFundMe had been done online, then surely she was using internet banking. Why couldn't she provide a screenshot of the bank transfer to her mother? Medical bill receipts.
Yeah, these two
don't
are like
seem
just
something
actual
that you
pieces
just
of
throw
shit.
away. Most interesting part about the whole ordeal is that while
That's
most
alright,
disgraced YouTubers simply fade into obscurity
That's
as
Prime
the years go
Mirage.
by, the Slayton sisters have managed to remain relevant after rolling their public image into a TLC show titled 1,000 Pound Sisters, on which Amy has since lost over 100 pounds, has gotten married, had a baby, and is looking healthy compared to her early days on YouTube.
Wow.
Unfortunately, the same can't be said for Tammy, whose continual weight gain underpins
Oh.
much of the show's entertainment factor. The show just had its third season with well over 1 million viewers per episode.
Wow. Whoa. I didn't expect that ending. That kind of caught me off guard. Jesus Christ. Well, yeah, I don't feel as bad for them now after learning about them, like, killing dogs, basically. Neglecting them, putting them in hot cars. So it's hard to find sympathy for where they're at right now. And the scamming, of course. But the dog thing in particular made me very sad. This is So this story is one that I've covered on stream a couple times. I find this whole saga very, very interesting. I wonder how many like OG Twitch viewers we have in the chat right now, because this is vintage. This is like a fine wine of internet cringe and drama. This was like the first big Twitch drama story. This man right here, Zillion OP. He used to stream League of Legends in a wheelchair. I believe he talked about disabilities, as well as even did like charitable things for disabilities, if memory serves me correctly. And then eventually during a stream, he inexplicably stands up and walks to the bathroom after being in the chair for his entire streaming career. It was one of the most miraculous moments ever captured on film. That guy must have bought Peter Popoff's holy water or something, because in that moment he could walk yet again and everything was fine. And then once he was caught with his pants down, I think he's tried to defend himself, saying, I never explicitly said I was disabled forever. So he said it was like only a temporary wheelchair, and that he didn't actually mislead people. I'm a little foggy on the details, but the story is a wild one. So I'm glad Sunny V2 is covering it.
Incident, he'd go on to create a Twitch account before
He
gaining
was very
a reputation
popular.
for his personality, gaming skills, and finally, his physical disability as a wheelchair streamer. For some reason, Zillion wasn't actually disabled. That would be until January 2013, approximately 6 months after beginning his
Oh, I thought it was a lot
journey,
longer.
when Zillion OP's promotional Facebook page would be hacked, creating initial suspicions that his apparent disability was nothing more than one giant
what?
hoax. I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's a chip-in button for a charity. Let me steal your money, maybe. We're not like you, sir. We wouldn't mess with your
What
PayPal.
the fuck
Unlike
is
you,
this?
We're above stealing money from those in need. Hey guys, I'm sick. Donate to me to pay my hospital bills. I'm giving away a keyboard that was given to me by another fool who doesn't care that I scam my viewers for money. Hi guys, who wants
Damn,
to raise
this guy
money
going
for some
in.
kids? For example, on the 10th of January 2013, just 10 days before his Facebook was hacked, he'd be banned on Diablo 3 as a result of beginning his stream whilst having a botting script active.
Oh,
the incident will be shared to Reddit, where it
rough.
received over 700 upvotes, with a post also explaining that Zillion lied to his audience about the ban, stating that it was for account sharing as opposed to the reality for botting. Although,
Man, that is some classic Reddit. I have a disappoint. Does the Narwhal Bacon at Midnight Brothers? I didn't know he had like a history of scamming. I actually thought it was just that one event. I thought he had a really positive reputation up until he fucking stood up like the Undertaker getting up from a bad fall. Just raising from the wheelchair and going to get a snack or whatever.
4 months later, on the 5th of April 2013, something would happen while Zillion was streaming, proving this Reddit comment correct, whilst ending Zillion's entire career in the process.
Watch, check it out. Get on your mount and follow me.
Maybe I don't want to follow you.
God, this clip is classic.
Our dog, oh my god, we took our dog, like to the fish shop today because the dog loves just.
I can't believe it! Oh, I am. Oh my God! Anything is possible!
If you believe that actions speak louder than
And then a
words,
poltergeist
Zillion turning his camera
tilts the
downwards
camera.
to hide his empty wheelchair was basically
We
the
weren't meant
same
to
as
see
him
that.
saying, I've just exposed myself doing something that I definitely shouldn't have been doing. However, the chat would continue to discuss what they had just seen, and seemingly in a state of panic, Zillion joined the discussion by both gaslighting and lying to his audience about what had just.
So how do you even come back from that? Like, okay, everyone knows Twitch chat has some of the dumbest fucking people of all time. That's just the internet in general. And of course people were going to defend him, but how? Like, I can't even wrap my head around how you would possibly explain away the fact that this guy, who has led you to believe that he is in a wheelchair, all of a sudden just stood up and then tilted his camera down and ended stream. What the fuck? Did Zill just stand? No, I fell. I pushed off my chair and ate it. That was the most controlled fall of all time. Yeah, I was going to say that I figured you were holding yourself up with your arms. The delusion is always crazy. Oh my god. This is bad. Even blaming the dog. That's real low. That's real low. And this just makes me lose any amount of faith in, like, common sense here. They all just watched him stand up. He didn't fall. And the dog pouring water on his wires wouldn't all of a sudden knock his webcam straight down. People just believe fucking anything.
Zillion deleting any comments calling him out instantly suggested that he was guilty. His story didn't exactly
No, he was just
either.
embarrassed
If
of
he had really
falling.
fallen out of his seat, how was he able to get up and move the camera so that it was no longer facing the empty wheelchair? Additionally, after the VOD was clipped, viewers noticed that Zillion walked away without...
Do you remember a bit ago when we watched a recent interview about this situation? Yeah, I can't remember what he said though. It was like an hour and a half long, and I can't remember a fucking word that he said about it. Do you remember? Because I don't. I'm sure it'll be in this video, but let's just get a little, you know, deep into the manga here. Because he had some kind of like outrageous excuse or something. The earthquake was so intense that it wobbled him to steady feet the entire time, like gyroscopic.
So, what a day. I wake up
True,
to
it
be
might have been
informed
Clara.
of what has happened. I read all the articles, all I can say is karma. You deserve everything you have coming to you, Zillion. I do hope you put those legs to use and get a real job. You owe a lot of people money now. What I find funniest about this is your terrible cover-up of it all. The streaming business is a much better place without creeps like you in it. Oh, and by the way, this isn't James. It's Matt in brackets Hypno, you fool, with Hypno being an old friend that Zillion used to stream with from around 1 year prior.
I called it. I
and
knew it'd be a
told you
friend.
so, hack
It is
His
reprehensible.
actions are a huge slap in the face to Twitch community members with real disabilities such as Aaron and groups such as Able Gamers who have helped spread a message of inclusiveness and positivity to not only the Twitch
This is a really good
community,
statement
but
from
gaming
Twitch.
as a whole.
Twitch should do Twitch should do shit like this now. Like if there's a really bad actor and they do take a stance against it, this is a good statement. Like this is actually a good PR piece. But this is 2013 Twitch. Maybe they don't have this same group here.
There's Zillion. He has legs. We got Zillion. It should be.
Nice.
It's live. They're gonna go nuts. They're gonna be like, "What, Zillion?" Because no one's seen you since it went. He has no beard. Look at this. No beard. Look at how much he lifts.
Interestingly,
he
Zillion had also
upgraded.
shaved his 20. However, this would change once again when the internet would discover a channel that looks suspiciously
Yeah.
familiar, going by the name of It's Bluish. The
Remember
streamer
this.
running this suspicious page was clearly Zillion, and it would hilariously be the person who originally hacked his Facebook page in 2013, who would once again expose him.
Damn,
on
this guy's like the
live stream via
Batman.
subreddit in a post.
Zillion's his Joker.
Me at concerts, me out traveling, me out doing everything. This was just like I was in a wheelchair. I did get better, and I am obviously no longer in a wheelchair.
Unless for some reason Zillion had lived a year of his life in a wheelchair for the sole purpose of looking disabled prior to beginning his streaming journey, it was basically
That's what it
confirmed
was.
that Zillion was most certainly disabled, or at least had been temporarily. Throughout the interview, it feels as though Zillion is speaking in a way that's truthful. It doesn't feel like he's trying to hide anything. So under the assumption that this whole discussion wasn't yet another lie, here's what they discovered. Firstly, Zillion wasn't lying about either the car accident or needing to be in a wheelchair.
I was in a wheelchair for 2 years. I was in a car accident, which put me in a wheelchair for more than a year prior to streaming.
And therefore, the disability was never
when you are integrating your disability so much in stream that it may have put off a certain image that you were wheelchair bound when you weren't. Are you willing to admit that perhaps
the big thing is, I remember now when we watched this, he still tried to cover it up by saying he fell out of the chair because he didn't want to admit he didn't need the wheelchair anymore. So it's still entirely his fault for misleading everyone. Like, even to the bitter end of that channel, he was still lying when he stood up, and it was accidental. He didn't want people to know. If that didn't happen, he may very well have done that for forever, years down the line, until he fucked up. So it's, again, it's not like it was just, it was an accident. I didn't want people to, it wasn't like I was trying to hide this. I guess I just was a victim of my own hubris for trying to battle these things in private, and I should have shared more. Well, no, he blatantly lied. Like, he did blatantly lie when he stood up. He tried to say he fell, the dog spilled water and ate his homework, which is why the webcam tilted down. So, I still think that it is entirely scummy.
However, it did seem like Twitch was in the process of unbanning his OG Zillion account, so perhaps he'll have another opportunity to do his stream the right way in the future.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really address the lying about it at the end when he was revealed to be no longer wheelchair bound. But yeah, that is a wild story. I do remember that one as it unfolded. It's always nice to get a refresher on exactly what that was.